Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast for this week. Taking Flight 2020 with the pack for Flight 2020 or Flight 2020, however you may want to word it. This is the new year. So, welcome everyone to the year of 2020. I know that when I was younger, this was a thing of, you know, we couldn't even imagine what 2020 would look like. So it is great to be here. And we had a podcast previously on how to prepare for 2020 in regards to how to organize our business. And we had some tips and strategies on some things that can make the process smoother for us. So what I want to about today, I'm going to be very, very brief. We just want to talk about what do we need to pack for 2020. Today is January 1, 2020. And what are some of the things that we need to take into this year? And what are some things we may need to take out for this year so that we can have the best year yet, where we can have the right clientele, the right environment, the right marketing strategy, whatever the case may be, whatever our goals are for 2020. These are just some of the things that we can implement so that at the end of this year, we can look back and say, you know what, this was a very profitable year. This was a very organized year. I made some transitions. I matured. I got the right clientele. I accomplished many of my goals that I had set. So that's what we want to hear by the end of this year. So one of the first things we want to make sure is that we check our environment for our company, make sure that there's no negative energy, meaning that if you have an employee that you need to let go due to negative talk, or if they're just not putting forth their best performance, you may need to have a sit down with that person. If you've already have and you're at a crossroad, it is better to remove that person, let them find another place of employment where they may flourish, or they may just need to be pushed out so that they can start their own business. Sometimes people are in positions because they feel like they have no alternative. This could be the time where you can at least talk to them about possibly exploring other options, because they're no longer a fit for your company. You have to remember that negative energy is like cancer. It'll spread. And if you're on a mission to get some things accomplished, you may have to deal with the negative. Well, I wouldn't necessarily call it a negative conversation. It's just, it is what it is. You have to go ahead and have that conversation. So anything that gives negative energy in your office, it could be something as simple as, well, you know what, for our television shows that play in the lobby for our clients, we need to put on something a little bit more positive. Instead of the news, maybe the Weather Channel. I don't know. You know what that means for you and your company. Then also new skills. Learn some new skills. A lot of times we've done things the way that we've done them for so long that we have mastered that, and so we've become complacent. Sometimes we need to learn something new. So if there's something that's been on your bucket list that you haven't learned how to do, for example, if you're not familiar with QuickBooks, that may be something you want to learn how to use QuickBooks in your company. If you don't know how to use social media, this would be a good time for you to take a social media class. Learn something new this year, something that will add value to your company and that will keep your mind working fresh. Lots of times when we learn something new, that propels us for some creativity, because we can be learning something new, and then in the midst of that, we'll learn something else that we can add to our company that adds value. We'll get some new ideas. So be creative, learn something new. Another thing we want to do, stick to some schedules. I know a lot of times, especially for business owners, we just come in and we just dive in and we just start doing everything, getting everything done. No, let's leave that in 2019. Let's start with making a schedule the day before you leave the office. This is just a tip. You can do it however it works for you. But one of the things that I found that works for me is that I make a list before leaving of everything that I need to do for the next day. All right? So when the next day comes, I start tackling that list. I stick to it. Sometimes I don't get everything done, so it'll roll over. So when I get ready to make the list for the next day, those things are at the very top. and then I start adding. You're gonna have to start sticking to your list. You're gonna start sticking to your schedule, learning how to say no, so that you can get more, be more productive. We had talked one time about cleaning out our emails. I mean, it's ridiculous. Some of us would have 5,000, 6,000 emails, whether we read them or not. They're just sitting in there taking up space. We need to go through those emails, categorize the things that we need to keep, the things that we no longer need. We need to toss them out, delete them. If there are some things you need to unsubscribe to, do that. I've had clients to tell me, you know what, I got 10,000 emails. How about I just delete the whole account and start over? Hey, if you can do that and you're not thinking and you don't have anything in your email that you think that you need to hang on to, you can do that as well. But I advise you to take the time to go through those emails, because sometimes you'll find in there there's a sale or a follow-up or something that you need to tackle is in that email. And then you don't want to delete something that you later may need. So do the work. If you do 30 minutes every morning or 30 minutes every evening, I don't know, pick a time. Or if you do 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening, and go through those emails. Sticking to your schedule, use a schedule app. I have a schedule app. I have several that I can refer you. Some of them I am a subscription to that I can refer to you. And you know, when you refer a friend, the friend gets $5, you get $5, or however it works. But there are a lot of schedule apps. Some are free at no cost, and then some do have a minimum cost. But use the schedule app. You know, when somebody asks you, can you do something, just, it's okay to say, hold on, let me check my schedule. Check your schedule for real. See what you can and can't do, and don't forget to include your personal items, such as if you have to take your kids to the doctor or there's a school play. Don't forget to put those things on your schedule and stick to it as much as you can. Life does happen, emergencies do come up, but you do at least need a base schedule to follow. You got to get on social media in 2020, but for, you know, if you're using it for business, you need to use it. I mean, it's free advertisement, but there's a certain way that you need to use it, a certain way that you need to be engaged with it. If you don't use it, it won't work for you. So if you're challenged at social media, hire someone to do it. We have 2 young ladies that work with us in our office. Their company, I truly love it. Their names are Paris and Princess. They, I call them the social media queens. You know, hey, look, I'd rather offer them my business to take it and work it for me, and the fee that I pay them will in turn give me income that I wouldn't have gotten if I didn't have them. So sometimes you do have to invest in your company. If social media is not your thing, outsource it to someone. Don't try to force it. Now, if that's going to be one of your new skills where you're going to learn it, use it, and be consistent, then great. If not, if you have other things, a million other things that you need to do, outsource it. And trust me, it is very rewarding. There is a return on your investment. Procrastination. We're going to leave procrastination in 2019. This year we are going to get in. We're going to get in the trenches. We're going to dive in. We're going to do the things that we said that we're going to do. And we are going to do our best to meet our goals, deadlines. We're not going to just say, oh, I dream I'm going to do this. If you say you want to start a new school of beauty, a beauty school this year, take the courses you need. Find out the paperwork that you need to have on file. Get in there. Meet with someone that already has a beauty school. Find out what was their challenges. See what you can avoid. Get in there and find out what it is that you need to do and get it done. Procrastination is a thing of the past. This year we are tackling goals. We're rolling up our sleeves. We're getting in there and we're doing the work that we need to do. We talked about our emails. And one other thing I want to add about emails is the alerts. On my computer, what I had to do was turn the alerts off, because I can be in the middle of typing up a proposal for a customer, and then I'll get a ding on my email, and then I'll open the email, read the email, start responding to that. Then that'll take me somewhere else, and then the next thing you know, 3 hours later, I forgot and I was working on a proposal. So I turned my alerts off, and I set a certain time that I check my emails. I check them in the morning, I check them around lunchtime, and then I check them in the evening. That way I stay on focus, and then at that same time I have my to-do list. Some of the emails, some things you can say, you know what, I can respond to this later. Mark it as unread, respond to it later. Some things you need to deal with right then. If you have enough time, go ahead and send the email back. Or some things you just need to file and save and put in the folder. So tackling those emails, turning off those alerts, even on your cell phone. There's an app that you can have just where you can put your phone on silent, but it'll ring if it's one of your family members, or if it's a certain client that you're waiting to call you back. You can put your phone on silent and then have that particular phone number noted that, hey, if my phone is on silent or do not disturb, if this number comes through, ring anyway. So there is a way that you can set that. So, hey, I just wanted to kind of jump on real quick, say Happy New Year to everyone. Just kind of recap, we talked about exchanging negative energy for positive. Anything in your business that's negative, get it out and replace it with something positive. Don't just get it out, replace it with something positive so that there's no room for that thing to return. Learn something new. Don't just be more of the same. There are a lot of things that I do in my business that are consistent that I am going to stick with, probably to the end of the earth. But there are sometimes we need to learn something new for our own self so that our brains can keep working and being creative. Learning something new that'll help enhance our business. Idle time, we don't have idle time, especially if you're a business owner and you work in the business. Every minute counts. Don't forget to be balanced, spending time with your family and your friends. But getting things done at the office, sticking to your to-do list. Sometimes you may have to skip the lunch so that you can finish doing some things that you need to do. Get you some, lunch, eat at the office. Do whatever you need to do, but let's get some things done, especially in this first quarter. So by the end of the year, we're productive and and our profit margin is increased. Get on social media. If you're not a social media person for your business, hire someone. Or if you have someone in your office that you can give this task to. Generally, I find the millennials or the younger generation are better at it than we are, and it's not always the case, but I'm just trying to give you a place to start. If you don't have the time, make the time or either outsource it to someone else. Procrastination, we talked about that. We're not longer going to be putting off. We are going to, even if we can't get something done, we're going to put it on our list and we're going to stick to it. We're going to hold ourselves accountable or get an accountability partner. We're going to do something about our email inbox. It is ridiculous. We're going to get those cleaned out and we're going to table our emails. Either we're going to respond to it right then, we're going to mark it as unread and deal with it later, or we're going to put it in a file folder in our email. So for something we just need to keep for later, but we are going to clean up our inboxes. And then we're going to make sure that we have the alerts turned off so that we can stay focused and stay on track. So I hope this has been beneficial to you all. You all have a great day. Bye-bye.